Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. Last week I was driving back from Charlotte by myself because Nan was staying there to take care of our grandson while his parents were away. I had plenty I could do to occupy my time on the drive. I had podcasts to listen to, I could sing along with the radio, things like that. But I had this urge, and for once I listened to it and called an old friend I hadn't talked to in a long time. He was a college roommate, but life just gets in the way of talking often. Nevertheless, I called him, and our conversation ate up the miles until I realized that we had talked me almost all the way home. Isn't it funny how friendships can somehow just seem to pick up where they left off even after a long time? Most of us have friends. Some of us consider that our friends are many and inclusive. Others of us might be friendly to many but consider only a few to be close friends. My conversation with my friend, however, started me thinking about friendships in the Bible, and a little research quickly showed me that there were many examples of people in the Bible who had important friendships. This week and next week, I hope to introduce you to some of those. Some of them you will know, and perhaps some are things that you've never heard of, or at least haven't thought about in a long while. Interestingly, 5 of the friendships all involve King David, and that's what we'll look at this week. Next week, I'll broaden our search of the Bible to consider other friendships of special note. David, however, is a unique case. There was something about David that invited friendship quickly and deeply. In fact, you might even say that David and God were friends. The Bible goes to great pains to tell us over and over that David was a man after God's own heart, and that sounds to me like a pretty good definition of friendship. Now, for a quick practical matter. If I were to ask you to think of a Bible story involving friendship, I believe you would be likely to come up with the story of David and King Saul's son, Jonathan. Indeed, that's a prime example, but because I've spent so much time today introducing this topic, we will consider David and Jonathan tomorrow. It's a long story. So today we will look at another story of David and a friend, David and a man named Nahash. Now, I'm betting that you've never heard of Nahash, or if you have, you didn't pay much attention to him. He's mentioned in only one verse in the Bible, and even then, only after he has died. However, in 2 Samuel 10, verse 2, the very brief story is told that the king of a neighboring people, the Ammonites, had died. There had been a time in David's history when he had fled from King Saul, and during that time the king of the Ammonites, a man named Nahash, had treated David well. So when David learned that Nahash had died, he sent emissaries to Nahash's son, who was named Hunan, to express his condolences. David said, "I will deal loyally with Hunan, son of Nahash, just as his father dealt with me." That's the sign of a friend. Not only did David have empathy for the family of his dead friend, but he felt a loyalty to his friend that lasted beyond his friend's death. We have friendships like that. I often tell that to families just before a visitation for a funeral. I gather with the family, and when I do, I remind them that those who have come because of their love for the one who has died and because of their love for those who remain. They have come to help the family carry the burden of their grief. It takes a special friend to do that, to enter into an unpleasant place of grief, face to face with the ugliness of death. But we do it. We do it for love and because we are friends. Now, the story didn't end so well with Hunan, Nahash's son. Hunan's advisors told him David's emissaries weren't really there to offer condolences, but to scout out the city for David to attack. So, Hunan sees the emissaries, and the Bible says, now it really says this, that Hunan cut off half their beards and cut off their garments just above the waist and sent them on their way. Can't you just see this group of emissaries fleeing Hunan's city with half a beard and naked from the waist down? Hunan greatly embarrassed them, and David told them to go to another city and wait to show themselves until their beards grew back. He cared for their dignity. However, the relationship with Hunan was broken. That happens with us too. We offer friendship, but the offer might be refused. Or perhaps one party does something that the other can't get over. We live in a world of broken relationships. But I can't find where David ever attacked the city. Perhaps his loyalty to Nahash was greater than the offense caused by Hunan. God's gift of friendship to us is like that. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.